Hello, I'm making this video to kind of show what my personal learning network looks like in practice, what I do every day basically. I get asked all the time when I share cool resources that I've stumbled across or found. I get asked by people, how did you find this? How did you know this? Or, whenever I share this information. And so I wanted to kind of show what it is that I do every day, kind of what it kind of looks like, what a personal learning network looks like. This is not going to be a lot of instructions on what these tools are, and it's not going to be instructions on how to set up these tools. This is specifically just to show you what it is I do to help develop my personal learning network, how I use it. So just quickly to define, a personal learning network is a network of connections that is created by a user, by an individual, to help them learn a specific task. It can be any skill or any thing that you want to learn. You can develop by using the internet, by using web resources. You can build a network of experts that you can kind of draw from to become an expert yourself. And so mine happens to be education. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, and my personal network is built all the way around that, and I use several different tools. I use Google Reader, I use Twitter, and I use Digo, which is a social bookmarking site, and I use those to become a better teacher and to get resources, free technology resources, and other cool lesson plans and things like that. I visit my personal learning network every day, and I get something every day, often stuff that I use that day. So when I come in the morning, I just fire up Chrome, which is my web browser of choice, my weapon of choice, and I start reading the headlines on Google Reader, which is an aggregate of the different blogs that I subscribe to that I think are awesome. So what it looks like, Google Reader, what it looks like is just a bunch of different blogs. I have them separated by different things, and so here's my science education blogs. So this is from the Discover magazine. Here's some other science education. If I want to pick a specific one, like if I want to look at free technology for teachers, these are his blog posts on Beauty of Yellowstone and 9 other national park resources, the educational technology guy. Basically, this is my personalized kind of magazine of blog posts, things that I find interesting. I will scan through them quickly every morning, kind of looking at what interests me and what doesn't. Now mine has a science bent because I'm a science teacher, and so that's what personally interests me. The nice thing about this is it's controlled by the blogs that you subscribe to, so it's entirely personalized to yourself. Easily print out blog posts. That's a nice thing because I do that often to post in different places or to share with my students. So when I find something that I like, I will click on it. So if I want to read it later on, let's see. Nope, don't care. Don't care. Some of these are personally for me, and some of these are because I think that they'll be useful. Yeah, that might be fun to read. Okay, I'm just clicking on a couple of links. So when I find something interesting, I click on those links, and I can read them at the original blog post if I find them to be interesting. So there's some entertaining commencement speeches. Maybe I want to laugh. Oh, Conan O'Brien always delivers. Anyway. If I find something that I like and I want to share with my friends or people that I am in contact with, or with my students, I can share using a social bookmarking applet called Digo. And it looks like this. And the way I share something, so let's say I want to share this, is I just use the tool. I can bookmark it, and this means I can save it for later, read it at my own leisure at home, or some other time, or I can save it, so if I need to, in the back of my mind, I need to prepare a commencement speech or something, I'm going to steal liberally from this article, maybe at the end of this year. If I save it under these different tags, then I can quickly remember it, so it's been bookmarked for later. Now it's saved under my Digo library. I can visit my library, and I should be able to look up commencement. And oops, there it is.
Yeah, I have Mariners tickets for.
So now it's there. It's saved under my Digo library. I can share this with a different group, actually, though. If I want to share it with the Soap Lake Education group, or the Physics group, or Oceanography, these are all groups that I've created, for specific ones. The most active one I have right now is oceanography. And so if I go to my oceanography group, you'll see I can check and see what some of my students have been adding or updating. So some of my different students have been adding some of these different. See, Aspen added this one. Anyway, that's what happens with that. Okay, so that's one way for me to collect and kind of organize the resources I find through Google Readers. I can bookmark them using Digo. Another way for me to find really cool websites is through the microblogging site Twitter. Twitter seems like a silly idea, that people just kind of sharing their random thoughts about what they ate for lunch and stuff like that. But actually, for educators, Twitter is dynamite. I cannot stress strongly enough how much Twitter has transformed my thinking and who I am as an educator. I'm visiting Twitter a couple times a day just to kind of check in and see if there's anything there. It's a constant stream of interesting information, and I will show you what the constant stream looks like by using a different application than the Twitter main app. I have an app installed on Chrome called TweetDeck. If I fire that puppy up, you'll see just an example of kind of what it looks like, and it's a little overwhelming to start with. You'll see these are the people everybody that I'm following, and I am following 1,800 people on Twitter. So these are the people that I'm following. And you'll see it'll update every couple of seconds as more people. So he just posted this. Okay, so some of these are interesting articles. Sometimes these are just sometimes they're just useless. But it's a constant stream, and every once in a while I'll dip my cup into that stream and get the resource or the inspirational quote or the article about ed reform. I've got a column here on just everybody I'm following, a column of people that are talking to me directly. Here's one people talking about education chat. I go over here, this is education technology, science chat. These are more direct messages to me, and these are some people that I worked with over the summer, some of my colleagues in the North Central ESD. So this is something that I'm constantly checking in. Shelley Terrell is fantastic. Most of the stuff that she does is awesome. So here's a webinar researching apps and sites for learners. I'm going to click on that. Alright, and take a look and see what it is, what this is. Oh, well, I'll just, I'll do that later. But that's some of the stuff. So I start to collect and save this information. Sometimes I come back to it, sometimes I don't. If I miss stuff, it's not a big deal, because this is a tool for me. Some people get overwhelmed with the Twitter stream because they think that they have to read everything that everybody posts. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm going to miss stuff all the time, but it's constantly flowing. That stream of information, the stream of advice, the stream of resources is constantly flowing. And 5 minutes can go by and I will find 20, 30 different things that I can use, and that's pretty good odds that I'm going to find something useful I can use today. And so this is where I find my stuff. This is how I get these resources that I share with you guys, and I share them through my Digo group, which is a Soap Lake Education group. There's a feed that you can subscribe to and read it through your Google Reader, which I have right here. These are my Digo groups. It's a nice way to aggregate all of the stuff that people are sharing. So right here is the Soap Lake Education Digo group. There are 75 things added since I've last read it. I don't usually read this because it's just stuff I've already found, and you'll see that all of this is stuff that I've added. Nobody else has added because nobody else is in the group. But if other people joined the Soap Lake Education group from, Soap Lake, then the stuff that you add would be in this feed also, and I could see and you could see what it is that we are finding as a group. We can collaborate together. It's fantastic. And my oceanography group has stuff from other students. That is very interesting. Oh, you can't see any because I've already clicked through them. So that's one way to collaborate with some really awesome teachers. I work with fantastic minds and great teachers, and this is a way to kind of share what it is that we're learning and finding. So those three tools, Google Reader, Digo, and Twitter, are where I get the lion's share of my information. So how do you get all this? How do you get all this started? Well, talk with me. I would love to help you and share this information. One thing that you can definitely go to is our wiki space. Soap Lake has a wiki space. If you log in, you can become a member of the Soap Lake wiki space. This is our wiki site. Very cool stuff up here, and you can add anything that you want. Science has got a lot of pages because I've added them, and I've put together one page called the treasure chest. This is my treasure chest of information. This has got a link to Digo. It's got a link to my Digo feed. So this is the stuff that I found that whenever I share it to Soap Like Education, here it is. So here's the last 20 links that I've shared. Here's my Twitter stream. So these are things that I've shared on Twitter. Pretty active down there. Also, I've got a blog bundle here. Click on this. These are the teachers that these are the teacher blogs that I most visit. So to get you started with Google Reader, you start your Google Reader account. You click this button, and you've got 17 different feeds of some fantastic education blogs that you could read every day and make your own personalized magazine. This is what I do every day. It takes me 15-20 minutes. I'll sit down before school and I'll just read the headlines and see if there's anything interesting that catches my attention. Interesting stuff. There's some information about learning about May Day. I don't teach about May Day, but some of you might, and there's some really great information. This is a guy from an ESL teacher, so his stuff is fantastic for teaching ESL. There's a nice reflective article. I'm rambling on. I don't think I need to share anything else about this. Just letting you know when I get asked the question, how do you find all this stuff? I've built over 2 years, 10-15 minutes a day, built this network of people that I trust, that I admire, that I learn from every day, and it's invigorating and re-energizing. And I cannot recommend strongly enough that you try to build something like this, and I can kind of show you how. Thank you so much for your valuable time and your effort, and if this gets any response, I will post a video on how to use these different tools in more detail. And thank you very much. If you have questions, you can send them to me through email or through my Twitter feed.